We are back with the third edition of the weekly power rankings. So I've read some of the comments, some of the concerns, some of the advice. So, I do what I want, but I will be taking down some of that advice today, doing a couple of different things. So, eventful week. A lot of big dudes went down week 2. A lot of shake-up to the power rankings here. You're going to see a lot of guys move up and down. Tough weeks. We got 2 boys in the Hot Boy Club. I made my first appearance back. I was there a lot last year. Me and the bouncers got to know each other very well. But made my appearance back this week. It wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. Not the place I really wanted to be, Hot Boy Club. But I wasn't by myself, so it's not all that bad. So without further ado, I'm going to go into the matchups for week 2, just a little recap of what we had from week 2. So week 2, the first matchup I'm going to go over is myself and the Chunk. 2 polar opposites, young versus old. Fat versus skinny, grizzy old vet versus dashing, darling new starlet trying to take the league from Storm. And I got my ass kicked. My team put up a whopping 74.3 points. Paris Campbell fucked me. He's dead. So, my team's, it hurt. Lost Paris, started him over DK, and I started Tom Brady over Big Ben. I do a couple of those things. I lose by 0.6, but I didn't. Bad manager. I lost by like 40. I had 74.3. The Chunk had 103.4. Not a great week. Usually 103 doesn't usually win you much weeks. But when you're playing me, my shit team, 103 gets the job done. So Eche got that one. Eche moves to 2-0. Myself to 1-1. And Eche has been starting off hot. So new boy in the league. A lot of people were talking about Eche, saying that he was going to be the Waffle House guy. It's a little early, still could be Waffle House Eche, but off 2-0, hot start, good for you, Eche. All right, second matchup of the week, we had a real burner, the poor man FITZ, Waffle House Warriors versus All Action Zero Talk. And Rich's team went off this week. Rich put up 162. It's tough to beat. FITZ put up 124 almost, but it's not going to get the job done. He put a little Gasecki in there, had him 27 points. Came down. Did his things on the fourth quarter, but still wasn't enough for FITZ. FITZ thought he was going to be in the Hot Boy Club this week. He wasn't, was able to get out. For some reason, he loves the Hot Boy Club, and he would like to, I think FITZ would like to have his humble abode there. But, FITZ has just had a poor year so far, 0-2. Rich moves to 2-0, and Rich is turning some heads. Slowly has a nice little team. Calvin Ridley putting up 30. No Julio again today, so we see another big spot from Calvin. Darren Waller, finally catches a touchdown. He gets his 12 targets, 12 receptions. So, hey, good week for Rich's team. He moves to 2-0. Waffle House Warriors go to 0-2, and the dweller of the league. All right, then next matchup, we got Coach Klein versus Yield Yelicek. Two coaches that go in there, and, they think they know what they're doing. Squints moves on to 2-0, winning 134 to 122. And, it was a good fought game. Dak puts up his 40 for Cam almost. So Cam had to be, feeling spry about himself. A lot of injuries for Cam. Cam's team moves to 0-2. He's in big trouble. Yield Yelicek and the boys are in trouble. Cameron offered me, I forget who it was for Paris Campbell. Can't think off the top of my head. But yeah, Cameron's in some trouble. So we hope he can get his head out of his ass. Because we don't want to see him in the Waffle House. So he moves to 0-2. Coach Klein moves to 2-0. 134.5 to 122.4. Tough little L for Cameron there. A little 12-point loser. All right, and then next we got The Ceiling is the Roof versus Matty Ice 2.0. And we got our second Hot Boy member of the week, Nick Balfe, come on down, 98.8. Couldn't get it up to 100, so he joins me in the Hot Boy Club. And 98.8 is not going to get it done. Rausch put up 126.8. That gets it done a majority of the weeks. Aaron Jones put up 45, so that's basically a third of his points. Aaron Jones puts up weeks like that. It's going to be tough to beat. Tyreek Hill put up 21.8. Aaron Rodgers did his thing with 18. So Balfe joins the Hot Boy Club. None of his guys really did much. Robbie Anderson, 17.9. Matt Ryan was his best performance. And whenever your quarterback's outscoring the rest of your team by 10, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble there fantasy-wise. So hopefully Balfe can pick it up this week. No more Hot Boy Club for you. Balfe still has a decent team, so we're really not that worried. All right, next we got the Love Boat versus Kareem Punt. Chad versus Brad, Dad versus Tad. All right, Pat won this one, 134 to 121. And, Pat's both 1-1, sitting in the middle of the pack. Gavin had a big performance by Kyler, but Janu, baby. Little Janu going off for 24.4. Good play over there, Gav. But hey, close game, 134, 121. Both guys probably got to be pretty happy with that matchup. And just move on to next week at 1-1. Both of them sitting at 6th and 7th in the standings. So big week for those coming up. Week 3, big week for everybody in the fantasy Brewball. Let me compose myself for a moment. All right, and then the last matchup from week 2 that we're going to go over is Alvin Kamara against Shrimp Dick. Jared's team, to put it nicely, it went fucking bananas. 170, and you're just not going to beat that. Your team, Aiden, what are you going to do? You put up 118.7. Aiden's probably feeling spry Sunday morning, looking at his score. He's like, my team's doing well. No, your team's not doing well. You lost. But yeah, Jared puts up 170, his team. Alvin puts up 38. Josh Allen, who has been a revelation against 2 dog shit teams, I know, but he's been doing a good job. He's probably quarterback 1 or 2 so far to start the year. He's been going bananas. So he puts up 170, spanks Aiden's little hiney. Aiden puts up 118. So Jared moves on to 1-1. Shrimp Dick down to 0-2 and sitting at 11th place. Very scary for the Shrimp. All right, man. And so without further ado, I'm going to get into the rankings now. So your Week 3 power rankings, I just went over the Week 2 scoreboard to give you guys a little recap of what was going on. So here we got. And without further ado, the Week 3 power rankings. So checking in at number 12 and coming off another L is FITZ. FITZ is it's not good for FITZ right now. He's in last place. His team is hurting. He's hurting. He doesn't know what to do. He started Ryan Fitzpatrick, got him a couple points. So, he's looking good now. FITZ looking up going into Sunday. He's got to be a little happy, But the thing is here, FITZ, you can't. Hope is a dangerous thing, all right? And we know what your team brings to the table, all right, bro? You're projected 106 right now. That's not going to cut it. So you need a big day from your team, and you need it fast, all right? And then checking in at number 11, and moving down 1 spot from last week, we got ADON. Shrimp Dick, yeah, it hurts, man. He lost a tough one this week, like I said, to Jared, but what are you going to do? His team, he's good. Moving down to 11th. Aiden's hurting. He's got James Robinson. That's really the pickup of the year. I got Raquel Armstead. Fuck that dude. The guy's got COVID for fucking 3 years. So that's out for me. But, Aiden's at 11. Another loss, 0-2. Big week for the Don. He needs to get a W and try and move up out the cellar. And then at 10th, moving down again. It's just been consistently down the rankings for this guy so far. I started him off number 1, and he's precipitously just fell in the rankings. His team is just not there. We don't really know what he's doing. His head is in his ass, and his name is Cameron Alfano. He's checking in at number 10, coming off another loss. He really needs to pick things up as well. We're getting worried for Cam, okay? We don't want him in the Waffle House. That little figure of his, we don't know if he can take that many waffles. And not to mention, Cam is a silverback weasel, so there's a good chance he wouldn't even go to the fucking Waffle House. All right, I'm not going to get fucking worked up. All right, so checking in number 9. Number 9 is myself. I'm coming off a loss as well, and a Hot Boy Club, 74 points, fucking pathetic. This is where my team started to do the downfall last year. We cannot have the same thing happen again. I will do anything to prevent that. Hot Boy Club, week 2. Week 3 needs to be better. No Julio, not starting off hot. Don't really know what we're doing. Jerick McKinnon, hopefully he can do something for me. I wanted to start Chenault or Gaskin, didn't. So let's hope McKinnon can do better than that because Julio's out and he is fucking me. All right, and now in 8th place with another L is Gavin. Gavin's checking in at the same spot he did last week. Checked in at 8. Doesn't move this week because with his L. Tight fought game with Pat. Neck and neck. Can't really complain there. But Gavin moving to 1-1 definitely wants to get his act together a little bit. And then up in 7th, we got moving up a little bit from 11th last week, moving up to 7th now, 7-11. Sean Rausch, Captain America. Rausch had a good week, and his W, can't really complain with that. Moves up the standings a little bit. Going to hope to keep the momentum this week. A big week 3 for the boys. At number 6, we got Pat. Pat got another W this week, so he moves up the standing as well. Pat was at 7 last week, so he jumps up 1 spot here. Like I said, had a tight neck-and-neck game with Gavin, so didn't really want to shake things up with those two too bad. But got a decent squad and looks to move up the standings again this week. All right, at number 5, falling down from number 1 after a monster week 1 with a shit week 2. What is the real Nick Balfe team look like? Do we got the 170 plus that he put up in week 1, or is he a hot boy contender like he did this week, 98.8? We don't know. Balfe's teams are always erratic. He's always known to make a trade to fuck it up, so we got to see that very soon. Balfe might, if he loses this week, you could very easily see Balfe on the trade block getting rid of everybody for a bag of balls. All right, and then 4th, honestly, the in the running for the Rookie of the Year so far is Eche. He's running away with it. He's 4th in the power rankings right now. Eche is moving 2-0, and 2 solid W's. Nothing fantastic, not flashy, won't wow you, but just like his basketball game, he does the fundamentals well. His team just going to check all the boxes, do the fundamentals, just like their coach, the Chunk. So, are we surprised they're doing the fundamentals? No, that's what Eche does. He's checking in at 4, 2-0. Good for you, Eche. Keep up the good work, my brother. And then at number 3, I give this guy a lot of shit. Like I said, he always checks in from the 9 to 12 range. But Rich had a big week. Rich scored a lot of points. He moves up to number 3. And, when you put up 170, 60-plus points, you're going to move up like that. He moves to 2-0. So there's really no complaints there for Rich. He's got team's looking good so far. We always clown him, but Rich is looking on the up. Can he make a season out of it? We'll see. There's many more weeks to go, Rich. Don't fuck it up. All right, and then at number 2, I got Squints. Squints checked in at number 2 last week. I'm going to keep him at number 2. Squints had a nice little win. Gets the job done. Nothing, a win's a win. To chalk it up as that. Squints has got a solid team. Checked in at 2 last week. Checked in at 2 again. He's probably a little upset he didn't get the king of the castle this week with number 1. But hey, like I said, Squints got a solid team. Does the job. Stays at number 2. Picks up the win and looks to move to 3-0 this week. And then I got to go number 1. Just had a monster week was Jared. Jared's team is pretty stacked from top to bottom. We kind of know that. Let's hope, like we said, he fucks it up. But Jared's team put up a lot of numbers last week, and if his team does things like that, it's going to be tough to beat. So it's 2 weeks in a row where Jared put up some pretty good numbers, 170 this week. So Jared's team with Kamara, Allen, those are 2 tough boys to beat. So we'll see what Jared's got in for the rest of the year. Yeah, good job, Jared. Knuckle touch. Snail. Fucking loser. All right, men. That basically does it all for me. This was your Week 3 Power Rankings. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be back same time next week. Natty Light in the backyard. Let's cue the music. Get a little dance out here.